What's up, YouTube? This is Chaos Christ coming at you with a new segment I like to call Nerd Rants. And in this particular nerd rant, nerd rants are just going to be, me ranting about nerdy shit. What else? But anyway, this nerd rant is going to be about some Yu-Gi-Oh decks that I really like myself, that I personally enjoy playing and building and just using in general. The first deck that I'm going to talk about is the Go 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 Zombie deck, which basically is a deck that's designed to spam rank 4 XYZs. It can be built a couple ways. The build I use basically revolves around getting Revolver Chain out first turn, getting Go 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 and Ghost in my grave, and then from there, I can just XYZ all day. Usually for Shockmaster, which will more often than not create a lock that will run the win. Go Zombies are really cool because they put together two things I like: robots and zombies, and they mix together so well that I would almost say that those are an archetype. Go-Go's an archetype, Zombies an archetype. Together they're just like peanut butter and jelly. The next deck I'm going to talk about is not one that I can really put a label on because I made it myself. It's a fire deck based around burning you for big damage with traps like Spiritual Fire, Kiranai, and Magic Cylinder, as well as cards like Volcanic Counter. Basically, the deck's designed, it has Fire Fist engine of Chicken, Spirit, and Fire Formation Tinky in it, which provides me pluses and draws. Pluses at my ass, and as well as being able to easily get a line of Zenmans. I can easily get 3 in a row if I need to. So you kill one, another one's coming out next turn. Until I, reach my limit, obviously. It's a really fun deck to use. You'll sit there and ball other people forever. Because even if you do break one of Zenmans, I still have a Magic Cylinder down. I still have Volcanic Counter in the grave. And you don't want to attack me while I have Volcanic Counter in the grave. Unless it's with a little weak pussy monster. In which case you weren't going to break my wall with anyway. So, it's a pretty interesting deck to play. Started off as a zombie fire deck, but more evolved into more of a fire deck. It only still has one zombie in it, and that's Go Get a Pirate Malice. Based around, just because he can destroy shit, it allows me to get a lot of really nice effects off the Volcanic Counter and Grave, the expensive Fire Ferret's effect. It's really handy. Next deck I'm going to talk about is the new Vampire deck, which has a lot of potential and can be built several ways. And right now I'm working on a interesting build, I think, of it. Basically, that revolves around crippling either your spells or traps, taking them all away from you, because we all know the effective vampire lord is I can send whatever I want from here. I can choose a thing, a monster trap or a spell until you set it to grave. So I'll combine that with Death Eradicator Virus or whatever, which allows me to destroy all the traps you guys set. So hopefully, within a couple turns I can bite a huge chunk out of your deck, and so I call my variations Vampire Bite deck, because it's designed to bite your spells or traps out every day. Still honing that one, trying to get it to run as efficiently as possible, but on paper and in my mind it seems like it could have a lot of potential. The next deck we're going to talk about is Ghost Trick deck. This is another new deck, partially zombie. It revolves around flipping your opponent's monster's face down and the field spell that allow you to attack directly. They plus each other pretty well. They search each other pretty well. They go really good with sorts of concealing light and needle sealing. Basically, they're just designed to flip all your monsters face down and let them hit you directly. They're a neat little archetype that has a lot of potential, I think, if they get a couple more support cards, to be really, really powerful. And really different from most decks that you would often see played, because most decks, I mean, there are no decks like Ghost Trick, so that's its own new little thing. I just think it's really cool, and I really enjoy the artwork on the cards, and just, I really like it. This new Shadow Specters has provided me with a lot of new fun stuff to play with. And speaking of which, the next deck I'm going to talk about is Gimmick Puppet deck, which got most of its support from Shadow Specters as well. There's already 2 Gimmick Puppets out, and there was builds, of Gimmick Puppets before all the support came out, involving Earspring Spirit or something like that, and Machina Cannon, I think. Basically, this deck is just designed to spam rank 8 XYZ, but usually you can only get Gimmick Puppets. But they have 3 rank 8 Gimmick Puppets, and they're all really, really good. First one allowing you to destroy your XYZ monsters and put damage to you with your attack. Second one's a 3,000 heater with a destruction effect. And the third one is basically like Final Countdown, only a million times faster, because he wins in 3 turns. But you can't have anything face down in your spell and trap zone, so basically you're relying on his high attack to stay out for 3 turns. But if you do, he wins. You win. You instantly win. I like Gimmick Puppets because they're different, and because they're just creepy, for lack of a better word. And I don't know. Half of what appeals to me in the deck is just what it is, It's creepy, if it's creepy Gimmick Puppets, it's playful ghosts, it's fire types that, just basically screw you over in every way. If it's robots and zombies, whatever it be, vampires. But, yeah, it's pretty nice coming back to doing network and being able to have these new toys to play with. And I think out of all of them so far, of the last 3 I mentioned, it's really hard to pick my favorite. I guess on paper, my favorite would be vampires, just because I'm a zombie guy. But yeah, folks, get a chance to try out any of these decks. Highly recommend it. I'm going to post in the description links to pictures where you can see all my different builds of these decks. Some of them may not be the best builds, because like I said, the last 3 are fairly new decks, and I'm still experimenting with, but just so you can get a taste of what's in there. Alright everyone, this has been Chaos Christ. Peace out, and fuck off.